You're listening to another episode of Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. This is a place where you're entitled to Brad's opinion. And now for your host, Brad Allard.
Well, I'm just looking here at the latest New York Times bestseller. The Words He Used, a collection of essays from Grace Bransom, which I find it highly impressive. How old are you, dear?
I am 18 years old.
Just recently 18, right?
Yes, back in January.
Yeah, so we're not talking about somebody who's an old established author. We're talking about somebody 18 years old. And I remember I was talking to Gracie before the show. I couldn't get my seniors in high school at 18 to write a paragraph. And here they are. Look at this book. She wrote a book, The Words He Used. And it's a collection on meditations and essays. It's primarily directed towards a younger audience, is it
Yeah,
not?
definitely.
Okay, and this is kind of your focus of your life. You want to be in the youth ministry of some sort.
I think so. I go to Tarleton State, so I'm in school. I'm in the pre-vet program, so I want to be a veterinarian, but if vet school doesn't work out, but I always want ministry to be a huge part of my life. I mean, the gospel is the only thing I have that has any value that I can give away. So
It's interesting because so you're not going to be like a social worker, or you didn't go to like a Christian college, so to speak. Even though what you told me before the show, there's a great deal of Christian activity in Stephenville, so you don't hardly feel alone out there. But anyway, but you're going to have like a profession, if you will. But this is going to be your avocation. This is going to be your mission in life, as opposed to a profession.
yeah,
Is to be a worship leader, I guess, or a youth leader. I don't know how you'd phrase it. Maybe an opinion maker, an influencer is the word they use now. I mean,
yeah. I mean, anything. I don't know. I just love to write. Writing's been my passion for forever. So I mean, if I can just keep writing books and keep pointing people in the right direction, that'd be incredible.
well, we're going to talk about this book. We're going to talk about how you can get it. It's on Amazon, which is impressive enough right there. Also, don't you have a book signing coming up?
I do. March 19th at the Old Texas Brewing Company on the Sky Bar from 1 to 3. Be there.
So you can, get your book about Jesus and have a shot or two up there. Is that what the problem is?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No. Basically, no. That's very nice. Rick Hazen made that available for you, I suppose, on March 19th. That's a week from Saturday, is it not?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you come in and get it signed, and get pictures made, and get the whole thing. Because I have a feeling this is going to be the first of many publications.
Yes, I actually have another book coming out February of 23, so stay tuned. This time is poetry. So
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, though, and not in the distant future, but soon, you're going to be known up there as an accomplished author, and you're going to be like Beth Moore or somebody like
oh
that.
wow, I wish.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it'd be incredible.
Well, we're going to talk about what motivated you to write the book, the process of writing the book, how you got it published, what the impact has been on you personally and on the people who've read it. Also, how it's going to affected your life, because I'm sure now that you're an accomplished author. I mean, you're a published author. You're going to get a lot more opportunities in the future. Maybe,
Yeah.
Writing for other people and journals and whatnot. But anyway, let's talk about our sponsors, who are very glad to have this. I had 2 or 3 of them respond saying they were really glad to have you on the show, because this is why they sponsor the show. They tolerate my ranting about Joe Biden, so I can do these kind of shows here. But anyway, CrossFit Burleson, 317 Southwest Wilshire. You may know Daniel Baston, or the Baston family. Is that?
I'm familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And they're pretty well known, and they're big sponsors of this type of activity. They help run a orphanage in Guatemala, and so even though Daniel doesn't promote that himself, I do, because that's a good thing. But CrossFit Burleson, 317 Southwest Wilshire. Check out the webpage for membership and training programs. It's good to get fit, not throw a fit. Also, Shandy Stogsdill, who is glad to have you on the show as well. If you're looking to move in and around the Burleson area, then she's the one to talk to, because it's getting really tough. Now, your mom just took a job in real estate, did she not?
She did. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a happening business here in this part of the state, and it's great. But you better move quick, because the way that things are going in this world of rates and whatever, if you're thinking of moving here, you better put some giddy up in it, because the house prices aren't staying still. But anyway, transactions and relationships, she'll help you find that home, and she can help you with the financing as well. Rex Russell, Rex. He responded to you on my post about this show. He's very glad to have it, and he also likes to write and publish these type of materials as well. So he was very excited to see a young person get involved in this. At the Russell Wealth Group, myfinancialbox.com, hit the link, and find out a little bit about him. Help you with the 401k, for with your retirement. With all this hair pulling in the stock market, you need somebody that can hold your hand and keep you off the ledge and help keep you away from sharp cutting tools. Anyway, thank you to Kimmy Etheridge at Optavia, a weight loss program. The next three sponsors, by the way, are colleagues of your mother and mine at BNI. So you probably don't know these ladies, but they're all sweet and they're all God-fearing women. And they were very excited when I told them yesterday that we were working on getting you on the show. Anyway, Optavia, it's a weight loss program, weight maintenance program, health and lifestyle program. You swam, did you not, in high school?
I did swim.
Yeah, so that was your method of keeping fit, right? You still do that now?
No, I'm actually a black belt in karate, so I do that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a warning to all the young men out there. So just in case you're getting these ideas, wow, pretty, and she's an author, and she's got lots of money, and
Oh yeah, lots of money for sure. That's me. Y'all know me.
Yeah, lots of money. Anyway, Optavia, 817-789-1622. Call Kimmy, and she can get you started on the program. Help you lose weight and keep it off. Also, Gayla Moore's over at Southern Gem Jewelry, another very sweet lady. You like jewelry?
Yes, I love Gayla.
You know Gayla, do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Karate mom. She's the best.
Is she really? I didn't know that. With Tyler, I guess.
We got our black belts together, same day.
Okay, so you're friends with the family. She's a wonderful young lady. Well, she's younger than me, so she's a young lady. She's a wonderful woman that has great inventory. She can clean, she can design, she can repair. It's on the third floor of the Windmiller building, so drop on by. I'm sure there's some holiday coming up that makes a good excuse to buy your loved one some jewelry. St. Patrick's Day jewelry. I don't know, have such a thing? Emerald, yeah, green emerald, yeah.
Yeah, say that.
Yeah, okay. So fine jewelry and gems over on the top floor. And also Hot Works, Michelle Umphrey over on 714. You know this outfit too?
Yes, we love Michelle.
You know her? Boy, you know everybody,
I know
don't you?
everybody. I love everybody.
So you participate in Hot Works?
Oh yeah.
So
for
tell
sure.
us about it. You probably just describe it better than I would.
Okay, well, the sauna workouts make me kind of want to die, but in the best way.
In the best way.
And I feel so incredible afterwards. Incredible. Love it. Love how it works.
Well, it's sauna, infrared. It's a way of working out, a different style of working out, you might say. And Michelle really is a go-getter. She got another one coming up in Colleyville, but she wants to focus on Hot Works Burleson, of course, and it's over off of John Jones near Kroger and the theater and all that area over there. So Hot Works Burleson, and we have a personal testimonial. Okay. How long have you wanted to write a book?
Well, I've been working on this one for about 1.5 years, but I've always wanted to write something. I've had a pretty cool life. So my whole life, people were like, you should write a book. You should write a book.
When you say you pretty cool life, you tell us as much as you want us to know about it. I mean, I don't want to get too personal. This isn't Oprah, or whatever, one of those kind of shows. But I mean, you've had some things to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of unique experiences. They're not as unique as I thought as I grow and learn. But I mean, I have, the divorced parents, crazy cool mom, did only cool stuff growing up. I mean, black belt in karate.
Camille really is a very attentive mother, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the best mom in the entire universe, and I could not be more grateful.
Well, I'm not surprised. I probably told you this before, but I'm going to tell the audience. She was really the first student I had at BHS. It really took me in as a student. When I took over in the fall of 1990, I was replacing a very popular teacher, and it wasn't like the kids treated me badly, but it was a very cool relationship. They're like, you're not whom we were expecting. And so it took a while to warm up, but Camille just right away took me in, and it's almost like she was recommending me to her friends, and she helped kind of ease the transition quite a bit. So she'll always have that special place in my heart for who she is and whatnot. But anyway, so you had cool mom,
cool life. I mean, I just feel like I've had a lot of unique experiences. My walk with the Lord has been really, really fun.
How long have you had this walk, you think?
Well, I got saved when I was 8 years old, saved and baptized when I was 8. And then I met the real Jesus who I know now today, my freshman year of high school. So
how did that happen? I mean,
Yeah.
I hear that, and I know what you're saying, but maybe not all our listeners know what that means. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I was just involved in, I never took the wrong path or went with the wrong crowd, but I just didn't know Jesus the way I do now. Whenever I first started walking with the Lord, it was very easy, but I'd kind of got the impression that my God was dead and that he couldn't do anything for me. And I don't know, we stopped believing for miracles. We stopped praying for healing. We stopped doing those things altogether. And then whenever I, during COVID, my sophomore year of high school, was whenever I truly began to fall for Jesus and who he was, because he wasn't dead and he could change my life. He could change the world around me. But my freshman year of high school, I went from Kerr Middle School to BHS instead of from Kerr to Centennial. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a new person. Nobody's going to know me. I'm going to be completely different. So I decided to rebrand myself as the Jesus girl. And
Rebrand. That's interesting.
And on graduation day, everyone was like, man, girl, like I knew I could always go to you. I knew that if I needed prayer, I could always go to you. If I had a question about Jesus, I could go to you. And it was so fun to see that. So,
well, I know what you mean, because I was baptized at 12, even though it was like, I always thought I was a Christian even before I was 12, it's like, okay, I'll get baptized, but I already believe, and then it was like 15, it dawned on me, if you will, this is what it really means. All right. This is what it is. All right. And so it wasn't like in that 3-year period that I was still lost or anything like that. I didn't really grasp the full nature of what it means to have a relationship with the Lord. And so I think that's not an uncommon story.
Oh yeah. I mean, the fullness of God is a lot for a 12-year-old to handle.
Oh, sure
I mean,
it
the
is.
inerrant word of God and the holiness and power of God the Father. And then you get into Trinity and you learn about the Holy Spirit and Jesus and God the Father and how they're so different. How can you carry that at 8 years old? You cannot.
No,
you just know that you love him, that he loves you back.
Right.
And that's enough.
And you know the
then.
stories they taught you in Vacation Bible School, and that's good. And, and it really didn't occur to you at 8, to get into different interpretations and all this other business. But but even now at age 60, there have been patches in my life when I thought, okay, I'll believe it, but boy, I'm having to stretch my imagination a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And I've gotten to the point now at 60 where I'm content, I guess is the best I can use, but I'm content to understand that I don't understand everything, and I won't understand everything this side of heaven. I'm not going to worry about what is the Trinity really, and I'm not going to worry about, well, how did that really happen physically? I don't, I don't understand, but I don't have to understand at every detail, because my mind is finite and I'm trying to deal with the infinite.
Yeah, why would you want a God you could understand? That's anybody else you've ever met,
Wow, that's a good point.
I don't want a God I can understand, because then I can become him, and I never want to become him.
Well, I know that every time I try to become him, it comes up way short.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. So during your high school years, this was kind of rumbling in the back of your mind to do something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I've just always loved to write. My grandma taught me how to write before I went to kindergarten. She always had me write my name, and we would make these little books of just like, colors and sounds.
Your grandmother, Cindy Bransom, who's well known in this community.
Oh, yes, incredible woman. Love her to the ends of the earth.
Yes.
I literally got the most incredible family in the world. Like, I have my mom, Camille, and my grandma, Cindy. Like, I'm being raised by 2 moms of 2 generations, and it's incredible.
Yes.
But yeah, so she taught me how to write, and I've always wanted to. And then I felt the call in my life to write a book during COVID, because I didn't have anything else to do. And I felt the Lord so heavily just be like, put it on paper, write it down, give it breath, and I'll do the rest. And that's hard. Writing a book is not the most fun thing I've ever done.
No, I would imagine.
Yeah. And so I kind of like gave up on it, like subtly. I wasn't like, God, I'm not going to do it. Like, it wasn't dramatic. I just didn't put as much effort into it. And then I was at church, and my incredible mentor, Kyler Peterson, she came up to me and she said, your wisdom is hidden, and it cannot be hidden. And she had no idea I was writing a book. That was, it didn't really matter. She wasn't my mentor yet, but yeah. And then I was like, oh my goodness, God, I got to write this book. So started it, finished it, and it's out.
And the first of many, no doubt. How long did it take you to do it?
About 1.5 years. Start to finish about 1.5 years. I took a few months off here and there, but I really started pedal to the metal those last couple months of high school. And then I worked on it through the summer. A lot of my experiences in the book are from the summer. And then I finished it in November, and then I got the incredible opportunity to have Gloria Gillespie write my foreword.
Right, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Gloria Gillespie is obviously well known here in the Burleson area as the leader of, well, it's now Open Door, but for many years it was Stepping Stone,
yeah.
right. And the Gillespie family, of course, is well known. And Whitney has been on the show 2 or 3 times with the Lost Persons organization, which is a very fine organization. That's pretty impressive, though. You're kind of somewhat related to Gloria, are you not?
Yeah, super far removed, but I'll take it. Any blood I can have with her is generational blessing, and I will take it.
She's been a leader in this community for, well, since I've been here, since the early 90s. So, but that must have been nice to have her to do that, because that's quite an endorsement.
It definitely is. And I wanted the entire book to be written and done by members of Gen Z and then have one person pour into it that wasn't. And that was Gloria. She's 83. She's, I don't know how she has walked so strong and in her perfect pantsuits for so long, but she has, and she's incredible. And the way that she poured into me was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. Like all the art in the book is done by members of Gen Z. My best friend helped me publish, and she wrote my About the Author section. We're all like 18 to 20 years old, and then 83, 50 years of ministry.
Well, that makes a really good perspective. It really does, because somebody who has experienced 83 years of life, that's quite a perspective particularly for a book for young people to understand. Because a lot of times, the younger generation think they've invented everything and they know everything, and then when they get to be our age, they find out no, not so much.
Yeah.
And people my age complain about the younger generation, and I'm sure my dad's generation complained about ours, and on and on and on. But it's nice to have an older perspective. That when I was younger, I was your age, I went to a church that was very young. It was a newer church, and I bet the oldest person there maybe was in their 40s.
Wow.
And so there was maybe one or two people that would be my age now, but almost all of them were 42 or younger. And I missed it. Even as a teenager, I missed that perspective. I missed that experience.
Yeah.
The idea that, hey, this too shall pass, or this ain't the worst thing that's going to happen to you, so toughen up, and that kind of stuff. And they've been there and they said, this is how I handled it. Yeah. And I didn't have that as a young Christian.
I mean, I'm only as strong as the leadership I sit under. I'm 18 years old. I know like 3 things total ever in the whole world. So I'm only as strong as the leadership I can sit under. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that Gen Z is the generation that will carry revival
you really think
to the
so?
world. I do think so. I think we're a driven group of people that is passionate and that is creative and that has had the space to be creative and passionate. And I really, really think that I just really think revival's on its way. And I think it's really, really cool to be able to be poured into by those people who know that we're carrying it too. Gloria will say all the time, she's like, this generation is the one.
Really, really.
Yeah.
See, from my perspective, it seems like a lot of the adherence to faith has been dwindling away. And I see the polls and I see the demographic data about church attendance is declining, that more people declaring themselves as non-religious or not so much anti-religious, but just non-religious.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this on the show, that the largest segment in the census in terms of this question was non. And you seem to think that, though, this is going to be reversed. What makes you think that?
I'm so glad that you asked, because I will advocate for my generation every day, because we got so many haters. People don't love my generation, but I will advocate every single day for us, because I see what you're seeing. I see the church attendance going down. I see people being, kind of disgusted with religion at this point. They're over it. But I think that I would rather have a generation of a few that are madly in love with Jesus, pursuing him with every breath, than the whole generation being like, I guess I believe, I mean, I surround myself with a group of people. All my friends are the most passionate people I've ever met in my life. And their love for Jesus is contagious, rather than just like, yeah, I go to church, and I really do believe that Gen Z is the place where it will happen.
When you say Gen Z, what are you defining it as?
I'm probably anywhere from people who are in college right now and people who are in high school right now, I think is probably.
Oh, so younger than I was thinking, maybe into mid-20s or something.
Oh, yeah. So my age, a few years above and a few years below. I think I'm right in the middle of Gen Z. But I mean, the millennials, we saw, their generation is a little bit different than ours. And I think that ours is the ones that went through COVID in high school. They've been alone. They've known isolation. And I feel like there was a really cool church that I was watching on the internet, and they have a campaign going on that says, I met Jesus on the internet. And I think that's crazy, because it's true. We watched the TikTok evangelist. We watched Instagram blow up with preaching, and this generation, they want something real. Like, they don't want just rinky-dink whatever. They want the real Jesus, the whole lamb. And I think they're getting it.
I hope so. But my concern about the online experience is that it lacks community sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
And, there's a lot to be said about sitting in a room with fellow believers and talking about matters of faith and matters of life and things of that nature. I'm very fortunate to be a part of a Sunday school class that is pretty tight, and I feel like I can tell them what's going on without judgment. But I don't know if your generation has that.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely socially awkward as a whole. We're not good with people, I would say, but we're very good on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I mean, which in some ways is extremely helpful because, you know, you're talking to millions of people rather than the people in front of you. But in other ways, we are very lacking in the community aspect. And I think coming out of COVID, you know, we've been out for a little bit now, and I'm watching at least people at my college and my spaces that are tight. They are growing together and they are inviting everyone in. They're drawing a circle and saying, everyone's in, everyone come on, everyone is loved, and it's the time. I mean, they saw isolation and now they want community and intimacy in the highest extent.
Oh, I hope so, because that to me was a very big concern about the COVID experience.
Yeah.
I mean, we were watching sermons online, and it's kind of like, well, it's better than nothing, but it wasn't the real thing.
Yeah.
And you know, it's singing hymns by yourself or whatever songs. It just isn't as much fun. I don't like to sing hymns anyway. I'm a terrible singer. I'm one of the very few that when they said Allard, when they said make a joyful noise, they weren't talking about you. So sit down.
Stop.
You know, and so, but I'm just, you know, I am concerned about that. And then, you know, I look at my students at Dallas Baptist, and they are corresponding to what you're saying. I know it's a Baptist school, so you might think there'd be a higher percentage of believers, and there probably are, but what you're telling me at Tarleton, though, it's almost like it's a private school, Christian school.
It definitely feels that way. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's a campus ministry. On Thursday nights, you got to pick where you're going because you got like 4 options at the same time. And it's so fun. I have friends involved with every campus ministry, and I have some friends right now on mission trips, and they're seeing people saved, falling in love with the Lord. And I mean, they go on these mission trips through Tarleton, through the on-campus ministries. I mean, everywhere you turn, somebody wants you to know Jesus at my school, and it's an incredible place to be.
Yeah, well, I've sent a lot of students to Tarleton, and I have a very high regard for it.
Yeah.
Because it's the kind of school that you can get a good education and not be inundated with a bunch of crap, you know, like at some other,
True.
you know, other campuses you go and you're getting hammered with woke political perspectives or, you know, all this kind of business. It's basically you can go there and get yourself a decent education and have a good experience without a lot of hassle. And what you're telling me is that a Christian would fit right in with no problem whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's plenty of places to get involved. I mean, you go in the library and half the people got their Bibles open instead of their homework.
Well, hey, now.
I love that.
Well, as a teacher, you know, a little homework is good too, you know.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
You know, you need to, you know, take care of the business. You know, Jesus was a carpenter, and I'm sure he made high quality tables and chairs, but you know, so you got to take care of business. But
Yes, sir.
this
yes,
is,
sir.
you know, I had the teacher in me just get the homework done too. You know, but anyway, so anyway. Tell us the process of writing this book. You just sit down and just start writing, or did you have like, okay, I want to talk about this, or did you say, well, you sit down? I guess you did it on a laptop, right?
Yeah.
Right, and you sit down and just, you know, just said, okay, Lord, tell me what to write, or did you say, I want to write about this, and you felt like the Lord guiding your thoughts towards it?
Well, okay, so it started, I'm a journaler, first of all. I've got a stack about this tall of journals I've written in. That's sermon notes, prayers, everything. I mean, just my life. I love to write. It's definitely a passion of mine. But I knew I needed to write a book, so I sat down and I opened up a Google Doc, and I went through all my journals. It took me about, you know, a few weeks, and I went through all my journals, and I would write down one-liners that hit from my journals. Things I'd heard a pastor say, and then it made me cry or something like that. Just the stuff that hit me hard. And the book's original name was Blessed, Etc. So it was like just all the things that blessed me and etc.
Well, this is a good title too.
But I wrote all those things down. And then I realized that these were all things that the Lord had said to me specifically. So then I was like, well, the words he used, these are the things that he said. These are the words that he used. And I've tried to do my best to conserve exactly what I heard the Lord say to me. But I had my running Google Doc for about 6 months or something. And then I was like, you know what? These need to turn into paragraphs and not sentences. And they would have, a few space bars or enters in between. So it's just like, it's like 4 pages of just like sentences.
Well, that's the way a lot of the great authors wrote, is stream of consciousness, and then they go back and edit it later.
Yeah. And so I would do that. I would go sit at Dwell Coffee Shop and just sit there and write.
Dwell. Do you hear that, Taylor?
Love Dwell.
Yes.
I worked at Dwell. Dwell's incredible.
Oh, is that right?
I did.
I remember that now, yeah.
I mean, I wrote
Good
a
old
lot of it
Dwell.
while I was working at Dwell.
Have the best day ever, according to what I hear.
The best day ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder who said that.
I wonder who made that up, yeah.
I don't know. Probably someone really cool, though.
Yeah.
What do we call him before the show? A bad boy? Yeah, okay, anyway.
Oh, anyways.
Back on off topic. Back about the book.
Yeah, about the book. Yes. Okay.
And
Sorry.
Jesus said, in the
Jesus
book.
said the book. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean that was how I started it all, and then I mean I think true accountability starts when you say something out loud. So I told my best friend Kendall, I was like, I'm writing a book, and if I ever stop writing it, you have to kill me. It was like obviously a joke. I don't want anybody to kill me, but
That'd be bad.
she's also in the process of writing a book, so blessings to Kendall. But anyway,
Kendall, what's her last name? I mean,
Kendall Kirk, she's writing a book called An Answer to Prayer, and it's incredible. So stay tuned.
Is she your age?
She is. She's my best friend in the whole entire world. We met in high school,
Entire world.
and she made me go to college with her. She made me go to Tarleton.
Well, there you go.
I love it there. Anyway, but so I started that, and then I was just hearing from other people, just listening in on conversations about like how books were written, you know, like whether that was podcasts or just people around me. I actually know a lot of authors, and so I would hear people say like, create your chapters and then write from there. So like make your like 10 bullet points of what your chapters will be. So I did that, and I had my chapters written out, and then I would categorize the sentences based on what chapter they would be in, did all that. And then I just expanded on it. And it took me a long time and a lot of like just sitting with myself and being like, why do I hate writing? Because I love it so much. And then I would get into it and I'd be like, man, I hate this. And I realized that was the enemy. That was not from the Lord. So then I would just have to push through and keep writing. And then the words would just flow. I love the way that I write, not to like boast on myself, but I mean, I love the way I learn. I love the way I write. And it all just came really naturally. And then, whenever it came time where I had my content and I wanted to publish, I was like, well, now what? So I started looking online on like how to publish.
Well, wait. I'm going to do that at the end of the next round of commercials.
Okay.
Because we're almost at that point. And I was going to ask you about that whole process because, a lot of people think, yeah, I'd like to write a book, but, trying to get a publisher would be a real problem and all this. And
That's hard.
yeah. And so I'd like to talk about that. But Taylor, let's go ahead and run the commercials real quick, and then we can get back on this topic.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you, Otto, at Our Place. You know Otto, I bet. You've been to Our Place before.
Yes, sir.
More
I
than
don't think I
once.
did.
Have you ever met Otto?
I don't think so.
Well, you need to. He'd be very excited about this book. I bet you could probably even, he'd like a copy of this. He's a very fine man, and he's a very community-oriented man. So Our Place restaurant on the highway in Alsbury, everybody knows it. Everybody eats there. It's probably the central location in Burleson, it seems like. So thank you for your help. Also, Chris Notaboom, you're not a cigar smoker, are you? Okay. but he has a very nice place. It has a humidor for cigars. It has a nice bar, so you can have a decent conversation and not a lot of noise, a lot of crap going on in the background. It's a great place to have a smoke. If you like a drink, you can get one there too. It's a good place. Wild Cigar and Culture. You got gift cards and whatnot. So even if you don't know what the person in your life likes, you can let them pick it out themselves. Also, Tony Basalo at proactivepaymentsolution.com. This is for point of sales operations. He can help you with the best rates, the best plans, best programs, the whole thing. So if you're starting a new business or you want to revamp your online business, he can help you with the online payments process. So proactivepaymentsolutions.com, check it out. And Antonio will hook you right up, as will Payne Beagles for making your home a smart home. Payne Beagles over at Beagles Technology Solutions at 817-944-3572 or beaglestech.com. He can help you make your home a smart home. He can help you integrate your information, your computers. You can put it all on your phone practically. Also, if you're a contractor, real estate, insurance, whatnot, he can do aerial videography through the drones he has. And so he can hook you up with that. And also locallivetx.com, Tiffany Griffin. She was on Monday, and so her podcast is up on Apple and Spotify, and the new issue is out. It's very nice. They have the new format. And it's for us old men, it's easier to read, bigger pictures, and that kind of stuff. It's really nice. And so check out our website at locallivetx.com. Also, the magazine is out. And lastly, Burleson Radio. Big changes are going to come to Burleson Radio, Live 365, and think about doing a format change of some sort. But your voice, your station, Live 365. So check it out. They're rocking away right now. You probably listen to nothing but old hymns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what is your favorite? Who's your favorite?
Stephanie Gretzinger. She's the best worship leader in the world.
Is that mostly you listen to worship style music?
For the most part, yeah. Love some Vance Joy, Camp, Lumineers.
So no Scorpions, no Led Zeppelin, nothing like that.
Not for me,
Okay, whatever.
Never got into it.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. But anyway, so we're talking about, okay, you've written the book, you have the material, you've had it, I'm sure you had it proofread by, not for the grammar and such, but probably for comments and for feedback. Who did you get to do that?
My best friend Kendall. She's everything to this book.
Did your mother not read some of this?
I didn't want my mom to read any of it till it was done.
Why is that?
Because I feel like so many things, there's not enough in life to celebrate anymore. I think people made everything mundane, and I don't know, there's not enough things that you can present as whole projects. So I waited until I got my first proof of the book to give it to my mom and my grandma and show them everything. I just really wanted to surprise them and make them proud. So yeah, Kendall was the only one who read it before.
Okay, well that's interesting. Okay, good. I'm sure your mother, when she read it, she got tears in her eyes and all that. But
I don't know. I
yeah,
hope so.
I know she did. So you got it, and so you started shopping at the publishers, right?
Yeah, I started looking around, and I got a few phone calls. I sent my manuscript to a few people, and they were like, okay, like we'll call you back and see. And the pricing was outrageous, and I was like, I'm 12 years old, not really 12, but I was 17 at the time. And I was like, there's no way I can spend, X amount of money on a publishing. And I said, Lord, I know if you want this out, you're going to make it get out, and it's going to be there, and it's going to be fine. But then I was, just looking around, praying about it, thinking about it, and I kind of like gave it a break for a few weeks. And then there's a really cool author that I love, Hannah Hughes. And so I reached out to her on Instagram, and I was like, how did you get your book published? And she told me about how you can do it on Amazon for free. It's just, you do it all yourself, and it's, the best thing ever. So I did that. I did it through Kindle Direct Publishing on Amazon. It did not take very, very long. I got my proofs in super fast. They've been really efficient in the way they've sent me everything. It's just been incredible.
Now, physically, who produced the book?
Amazon.
Amazon. So you send it to them, you send the material, and they accept it, and they publish it, and they will produce the physical copy that I'm holding in my hand.
Yeah.
And all this is free?
All this is free.
Jeff Bezos doesn't do anything for free, particularly related to the gospel. So what is his cut?
So I make $5 off every book on Amazon, and I sell it for $11.99 on Amazon.
And they get the rest.
They get the rest, and I'm comfortable with that. As long as it's getting in people's hands, I'm cool with it.
But this isn't your way to, get moved to, Beverly Hills. You just want you want the word out more than anything else. But you do also want to pay bills. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. When I see people criticize, people that make Christian publishing, I think, hey, they get bills to pay too. And if their heart is right, the Lord will bless their work.
Oh, yeah.
And the Lord will take care of the rest. And that's all that matters. But so anyway, so it says, I need the Bible like so bad. That's what it says right here on this page.
I definitely wrote it in my voice, if you can't tell.
No, I was scanning through it. No, but it needs to be in your voice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Particularly if you're writing it to people of your age. If I try to write to young people, I said, before you read this book, make sure your homework is done. Now, make it, that kind of stuff. They don't want to read from an old man. But so you put it out there, and what kind did it immediately get response, or is it just kind of like slowly build up?
It was an accident. So,
okay.
So I clicked publish, and I thought that maybe that meant that it would just go up on Amazon and no one would see it yet. So I clicked publish on February 10th. And I was like, okay, the book's going to be out on Amazon in the next couple days, but nobody's going to be looking for it. So I can wait until, March before my signing to let everyone know it was up there. And within 10 minutes, one of my friends, I guess, had been looking for it on Amazon and posted it on Instagram and was like, my incredible friend Grace wrote a book. And I was like, oh, no one's supposed to know yet. I was literally sitting in the dining hall at Tarleton, like, oh my gosh. What do I do? And so I thought about texting her and being like, take it down. Like, I'm not ready yet. And then I was like, you know what? If you're ready, Lord, I'm ready. And then I was like, I started reposting it. I was like, yep, book's out. Everyone go get it. And then everyone started posting about it. And it was really, really sweet. Tons of people that I haven't talked to in so long sent me their Amazon receipts. And they're like, cannot wait to read it. And it's just been really sweet. I read about some things that are kind of controversial among I'd say the older generation of Christians. Obviously I have Gloria Gillespie, a female pastor, quoted throughout my book. And so I thought maybe some people would be upset with me. No one's been upset with me to my face, so blessings. But
what would they be upset about? I'm scanned through it, and if they find quotations from the Word of God or direct references to God offensive, then I don't know if that book is really what they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not forcing anyone to read it.
Well,
if you read it,
I guess I'm just trying to,
Yeah.
If I read something like, I'm quite sure I'll agree with every word of this, but let's say I read something, I'm not so sure. I wouldn't bother to bring it up, because what's the point? It's the overall product that's the important thing, and it's certainly the intent that's important.
Yeah.
The intent to reach people for the Lord is the important thing here, not, picayune hair pulling about some minor point,
Yeah.
That's not the point at all. I can't imagine anything you've said that I'd find to be controversial.
Yeah.
But you never know with some people,
I think that was just the spirit of fear in me. It was not from the Lord. He was not the one telling me to be afraid. He never has been. So I think it was just like, I don't know. It's hard because before the book was out, I was like, well, I mean, nobody knows me unless I tell them things about me. And now it's like, well, they can read every thought I've ever had, every experience with the Lord I've ever had. But there's just something really freeing about that. Like, I don't have to be anybody but Grace, and people can read it in my voice exactly how I wanted it to be said. So
it's already made some sales. I mean, I find that
Yeah.
impressive. And then, of course, we mentioned earlier at March 19th at the Texas Bar and Brewery up in the Sky Room, or the Sky Roof, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Up in the top floor up there. They're going to, have 1 to 3. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And pictures, signing, and all this other stuff. So you get it published, and have other publishing houses contacted you yet?
No,
Well, they will.
I don't know.
No, they will, particularly if
so?
yeah, well, sure.
Okay.
No, I really think so, because you'll have a situation where you've already taken the risk. You've already gotten your name out there. You've already put your product out there. It's already had some response, and they could probably see this has got some legs to it, so to speak. It's got some real potential, and they could, with their publicity machines and their ability to get the word out, they could probably see this as a real potential for them. I have no doubt that I can't tell you a date and certain, but within fairly soon, I bet you get contacted by a larger publisher that's going to say that we'd like to take you on and publish your second book, which you've already said is in the works.
Yeah, that's so encouraging. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
that.
I
I hope
there's
so.
no doubt of it,
Yeah.
because a lot of people talk about publishing books. I piddle with the idea, not on the same topic as yours, because I'm not quite as versed as you are already at 18, but a history-related book of some
Yeah.
sort. But I go through the same thoughts you do. Would people receive it? Do I really want to put that much effort into just something that may not even just fizzle out in dust? I'm sure you had those thoughts quite
Yeah.
often. You're like, is this really going to amount to a hill of beans or anything like that? But it has. You stuck with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really sweet. I mean, I think there's something really powerful about being a published author. And I saw like on a list of like 85 things to do before you die, like become a published author was one of them. And I was like, well, I can do that right now. I mean,
85 things to do. That's
it's
quite a
something
bucket
I found.
list.
Yeah, 85 is a lot. But
Yeah.
I mean, until you die, that's a long time, hopefully.
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 Well,
Blessings.
for you,
Hopefully. Yeah.
for some of us are seeing a little bit more of the end of the tunnel here. But anyway, the point is that you got this book out there, and what I could see happening is maybe a church said, hey, we want this for our youth, and they'll buy a big stack of them, and they'll distribute them to their youth groups. I could see that that other ministries, could adopt this book and use it as part of their inventory or their repertoire of materials and whatever else.
Yeah.
Do you know who Billy Beecham is by any chance?
I don't.
Well, he does something similar. He publishes a lot of materials like this, and he started just kind of like you did. Now I don't know about his evolution from author to published author to what he does now, but it started similar to you. He felt like this is what I need to be doing, and he did it. And that's kind of what you're doing here. This is what I need to be doing, and by golly, I did it. And
Yeah.
what would you like to see happen with this book?
Wow. That's a big question.
Yes, it is.
The whole book points to the gospel, but the last couple pages show me the gospel. So I think nothing would bless me more than receiving messages or receiving word that people are accepting Jesus into their heart based on those last couple pages of the book. Because I clearly lay out the gospel.
Well, look at here in the back here.
Yeah. And like I said, it's the only thing of value that I have. And so if I know that people's names are being written in heaven's book due to my obedience, or that my obedience was a part of that, I mean, I could die happy.
Yes, you could. And so, here's what's going to happen now. Somebody's going to read this book that you never met and never will. And then one day, on the other side, so to speak, on those streets of gold, as the old Baptists say, they're going to come up to you and say, your book is why I'm here.
Wow.
And that's a profound feeling, no doubt.
I mean, that's all I could ask for. I mean, I wrote this in my dorm room. I wrote this at Dwell. I wrote this in my high school bedroom. Like I wrote it everywhere. And so I think it'd be kind of funny in my brain, kind of haha, that someone could literally be walking streets of gold because of something I wrote in my dorm room. I think that'd be awesome.
It's kind of that's kind of humbling and also kind of sobering. You know, it's like, wow, that's significant.
Yeah.
And so, any other plans about other book shows besides the one at Old Texas in about a week?
Not yet. I mean, I'm just trying to pass college. So, I mean,
So what? But you said you want to major as a vet.
yeah. So I'm a pre-vet major with a wildlife concentration. So, I mean, my whole focus right now is just getting my grades to where I could get into some kind of vet school and do some kind of something. But this book is also, it's my baby, it's my brainchild. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully more signings, more things in the future. But right now, it's the only one we have. Because I didn't expect it to be out until like next week, but it's been out for like a month now. So a month today.
I bet there'll be other places that would be willing to have this happen. If you like, I might contact a couple people I know.
Please do.
Yes, and and if that helps, I'm sure it will. I just have really high hopes for this, and I have a high level of confidence. From what you described, the way you described it, this isn't just like some one-off accident that, hey, I did this and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
You felt led to do it, you did it, and I just think it's going to have a real impact on people. Now, it's going to take a little time probably, and a lot of people think when they publish a book that people are just anxious to jump on it. I could tell you, is doing a podcast. I started off, the numbers were small, and now they're getting bigger. But it's taken, how many episodes is this, Taylor? 280?
Oh my goodness.
I think it's 272 today.
Okay, 272. I mean, and just
Congrats.
It's lasted longer than most podcasts.
Yeah.
But it's slowly built up over the time. It didn't explode overnight and that kind of thing. Yeah. Have you thought about doing a podcast?
I have thought about doing a podcast so many times.
Your mother's owner of this studio, so you have access to it.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
The Words He Used podcast.
Yeah.
Launching.
Well, you can talk to Taylor here. He knows all about it. He's the whiz kid of the keyboards, but
whiz kid of the keyboards.
That's another one.
I'll take that one over the other.
Or the Cosmic Cowboy or Bad Boy. Anyway,
okay, that's enough.
I'm out.
See ya.
Good stuff.
Anyway, but seriously, I mean, you thought about it. I mean, it would have an audience.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be incredible. I would love to have guests like Gloria and people like that. I think that'd be incredible. You're inspiring me, Brad.
Yeah, okay. I hope so.
Don't inspire me too much.
I hope so. Well,
just kidding. Please do.
Well, I think that'd be worthwhile because more and more people, like you said, particularly your generation, this is how they access information is through podcasts. I don't know hardly anybody your age who watches the news.
No, I do not.
Yeah, but they get their news from Twitter, TikTok, all these other things, which I'm not real big fan of. But that's again another generational thing.
Yeah, I mean, and I think being a part of that generation, I have a voice there, and so I think it would be boastful to not talk to them in their language. I think it'd be foolish.
Well, give it a lot of consideration because doing a podcast, you were talking about this before the show. You said, "Oh, I don't know what I would say." Some days, well, you'd find topics. Okay, there's always something to talk about when in this area that you're talking about, the people's needs. Or even if, it's something that you talked about maybe a month earlier, you may have a newer audience or you may have somebody who didn't hear that previous show and they hear this one. So even if you feel like you're repeating yourself, that's not really a problem.
Yeah.
Because, you're going to be getting new listeners all the time that didn't hear the first one or the second one.
Yeah.
So you got to think about it. And as far as doing it like in a Zoom format, whatever else, you can do that, and we do that, but you need to have a setup like Taylor has me set up with. It's something on your computer with a computer camera and a computer sound. And Taylor would probably have a stroke if he saw that. But he has. Well, wouldn't you? I mean, the reason I could do it at home is because he has a professional level mic and camera set up for me, and I don't look like I'm doing some hostage video in the basement.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So you got to consider that as far as getting sponsors. I bet they'll line up for that one. Here's Melissa Harmon, who is a friend of your mother's and mine.
Hi, Melissa.
You know Melissa too?
I love Melissa.
Do you know William Am by any chance?
I do know William Am. Love him too.
Yeah, they both are commenting very very nice things. So proud of this young lady. And William Ann's talking to your mother here about your mother posted, I just love this girl.
Well, I just
Yeah.
love her too.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Well, y'all have had reasons to be close, so to speak.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just been us two, one-on-one, my whole life, which I'm so grateful for. I mean, it's not everybody's story that they get to be close with their mom, but I'm super close and I love it. She's everything.
well, we're getting close to the end here. I'm going to run through the sponsors real quick, and then you go and get the last word. You tell us everything you want us to know,
Okay.
and any upcoming events, and what we could expect from this publishing machine here. Anyway, thank you, Daniel at CrossFit Burleson, for putting this on the air for us. I hope things are going well with you and the kids and Amber and all that. And it's going to be spring break next week, so good luck with all that. Spring, parents just love spring break. I'm being sarcastic. It's like by the end of the week, they're like, go back to school. Anyway, CrossFit Burleson, 317 Southwest Wilshire. Check out the webpage for the programs and memberships. Thank you to Shandy. If you're looking for a house, she's the one to talk to at Stogsdale Group here in the Burleson area. We had her on about 10 days ago. Was it 10? No, it was last Thursday. Yeah, it's not that long ago. Last Thursday, we were talking about real estate and all that. And so it was very enlightening, of course. So if you want to go back and check that podcast, it's on Apple and Spotify. Also, thank you to Rex at the Russell Wealth Group. You ought to get a hold of him and talk with him about his experiences as publishing. He has published some material and study material and things of that nature. Over at myfinancialbox.com, hit the link, get to him. He'll help you through this economic upheaval we keep going through. Thank you to Kimmy. All three of these ladies, Kimmy and Gayla and Michelle, are all God-fearing women, and they're just very excited when I told them about this yesterday. Optavia, 817-789-1622. Well, health and wealth, not health, wealth. Get it right. It's a It's a health maintenance program, and I guess it maintains your wealth because it's not very expensive. How's that? All right, all right. 817.
Wellness was the word you were
Wellness
looking
is
for.
the word.
that'll
Yeah, health.
preach.
Yes, health and wellness was the word I'm looking for, but I'm tongue-tied. Anyway, 817-789-1622. Optavia will help you take it off, keep it off. Also, thank you to Gayla. Go get you some jewelry. Dadgum, it's a nice thing to do for yourself. Also, for the loved ones in your life, and really nice inventory, and she can help repair something that your mother gave you, something like that. That's what my wife did. Her mom gave her some jewelry as a young lady, and we got it repaired, and now she's wearing it, and it's just wonderful. It's over on the third floor of the Windmiller Building on Hidden Creek. Also, thank you to Michelle at Hotworks, and a sauna and infrared workout program. We have a testimonial right here that it works. And yeah, you highly endorse it.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
thank you, Michelle at Hotworks. Thank you to Otto at our place. Great for breakfast, great for lunch, great for hanging out. Get to meet Otto. You need to meet Otto.
I do.
Camille knows him well, and when I go over there and eat, and he's there, he's just schmoozing. All he needs is a tuxedo because he's like this host that just kind of schmoozes. It's like, do you work for a living? I mean, holy cow! Our place restaurant. Go there and get you some comfort food. Also, thank you to Chris over at Wild Cigar. Get you a cigar, get you a decent cocktail, get you a decent conversation going on. You'll have the basketball, I'm sure, going on, but it won't be blowing you out like a sports bar. It'll be in the background, and you could still have a quiet conversation. That's what us old people like. You go to some of these joints and it's like, you're right in the middle of some sort of riot practically, but we just like a nice quiet place. We're old. Anyway, thank you to Wild Cigar and Culture. Also, thank you to Antonio at proactivepaymentsolutions.com. I'll help you with your point of sales operations, help you with the rates and the whole systems. Thank you to Payne Beagles at beaglestech.com. And he'll help you make your home a smart home, help you with the aerial drone videography, help migrate your data from one computer to another. Thank you to Tiffany over at Local Life. The magazine is out. It's very nice big ads. Also remind you that we have a pub crawl from 11 to 5. That's it, 11 to 5 on Saturday. And the tickets are available at the pub crawl, but it's $30 there, $25 you buy in advance. And you can buy in advance, you get on Local Life, and you can see the QR code there. So locallifetx.com, hit the pub crawl. And the weather should be okay by then. It's supposed to be bad tomorrow, but Saturday it might be a bit chilly, but it won't be snotty and it's rainy. It'll just wear a jacket. And then Local Life, no, I'm sorry, I get them backwards. Burleson Radio, your voice, your station, like I said, I'm probably going to do some revamping of it because it just, every now and then you need just to make a change. Okay, tell us what you want us to know as we end the show.
Yes, sir. Just a reminder, my name is Grace Bransom. You can find me on Facebook at Grace Bransom or Instagram at Grace Bransom. My book is available on Amazon, The Words He Used, a collection. I am just so honored to be here. Mr. Allard, you're incredible. Hey, you're incredible.
Well, don't I know it?
But feel free to contact me anywhere. I love to talk about Jesus, dogs, hiking, the book, your book, my book, everybody's book. Jesus, definitely. My main personality trait is that I know Jesus pretty well. If you think I should start a podcast, let me
Y'all
know.
are BFFs? Is that what you're saying?
BFFs? Yeah, in every way.
Okay.
He's really cool. But yeah, this has been an incredible opportunity, and I'm really, really grateful to be here.
Okay.
Jesus loves you, and he wants to meet you right now in this moment. So if you want that, let us know.
Okay, and on a week from Saturday, you'll be at the Sky Roof,
Sky Bar.
Sky Bar, what do they call it? You know where it is, top of Texas Bar, and you can get an autographed copy, and that'll be nice. And I bet there'll be other places soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
And then we look forward to your second book, and we'll have you a place right here when it comes out.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Thank you so much,
This
Brad.
is a great show. I feel this is what I like about the show. I can barely think about Joe Biden any day, but I can't do this every day, and I appreciate the opportunity. So,
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
all right, we'll see y'all, I guess, on Monday.
Jesus loves you.